Hello, folks. Richard Fontanie here. Welcome to the Fontanie Magazine podcast, or welcome back. Thank you for joining us today. I really do appreciate your participation, and if you are so inclined, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Now, today's topic is about strengthening our mental toughness. Why? Well, because our personal growth and development matter, and they matter in just about everything that we do. So let's get into it. Now, would you like to be mentally tough? And why would you want to be mentally tough anyway? Well, there could be several reasons for this, the least of which is to overcome challenges that you face and achieve your goals. Mental toughness refers to our ability to remain focused and resilient in the face of adversity. Now let's further explore the meaning of mental toughness. Describe perhaps what are some of the characteristics and how it applies to our goals. Mental toughness is about our ability to remain focused, as I mentioned earlier, to remain determined and resilient in the face of difficult situations and in the face of adversity. It's really about our state of mind that allows us to stay strong and to remain positive even when things are not necessarily going our way or things are just not right. It's about keeping our composure and performing to the best of our ability. And to do that when we're under pressure. Now, how do we go about becoming mentally tough? Well, maybe the best way to understand this is to tell a story about John. Now, John is a successful businessman who has shown remarkable mental toughness throughout his career. He grew up in a small town, and he had a very difficult childhood. His parents were poor. The neighborhood he grew up in was no prize. Many of his school buddies joined gangs and really were not very nice people. Johnny, as he was known back then, had to fend for himself and also had to help support his family. Now, despite these hardships and challenges, he developed a strong work ethic and a dogged tenacity to succeed in life. You see, he had a strong desire to dig himself out of the situation that he found himself. He really wanted to live a much better life, and he wanted to support his family along the way. Now, as you can imagine, it wasn't easy for him, but he did manage to scrape up enough money to attend college. He did this by working a day job and attending courses at night. And it took him longer than he would like, but he saw that this was his ticket towards bettering himself. So he kept at it. Now, when John graduated from college, he landed his first job. And his first job was a sales executive at a small company. Now, he quickly realized he had a natural talent for sales and was determined to succeed in sales. And again, though, it wasn't easy for him. His first year was really quite tough, as many salespeople know about that. He faced many rejections and several setbacks. But he didn't give up. He knew if he wanted to succeed in sales, he needed to be resilient, he needed to be determined, and he needed to be persistent. And over time, John developed several characteristics for mental toughness. John was highly motivated and had a clear vision of where he would like to go and what he wanted in life. He knew what his goals were. He knew he wanted to be the best sales executive in his company, and he was determined to achieve it. He remained focused on his goals, even when he faced challenges and setbacks. He used those experiences to improve himself and to learn new stuff. He didn't let stress or challenges, setbacks get in his way. He was resilient. He bounced back from those setbacks quite quickly. And he didn't let mistakes really discourage him, but used them as opportunities to learn. Now, John had a strong self-confidence, and he believed in his abilities. And what he didn't know, he spent the necessary time to learn about them. Now, he knew he had what it took to succeed, so he didn't let doubts and fears hold him back. But he didn't let his self-confidence override his ego. He knew himself and what he had accomplished so far in his life, and he was grateful for those accomplishments. He also knew he worked hard at developing his skills and kept his perspective on who he was and what he was becoming. Now, John maintained a positive attitude and mindset even when faced with difficult situations. He kept looking ahead for the silver lining and focused his attention on the opportunities that grew out of any challenge that presented itself. He wasn't afraid to take risks, and he embraced change. Nor was he afraid to try new approaches and take on new challenges. And those challenges were often stressful, but he was able to remain calm, particularly when he was under pressure, and didn't let them affect his overall performance. Another thing that John had was real perseverance and grit. He didn't give up, no matter what he was facing. He was like a dog on going after a bone. But that didn't mean he was rigid in his thinking. John, he was adaptable and flexible, allowing himself to adjust to changing circumstances. So, although he had a plan of where he wanted to go, he understood that new things came in his way, and he was able to adjust accordingly. He didn't take his mind off his goal. He just found detours to get around to his goal. John was able to learn from his mistakes. He saw his mistakes as learning opportunities, as I mentioned earlier, and he didn't let the mistakes tie him up in knots. He took the time to analyze them, understand what went wrong, and discovered ways to improve both himself and the situation that he found himself, so that he could be better in the future. Now, John's mental toughness helped him become one of the top sales people within his company. But it didn't end there. He went on to start his own business, which, no surprise, given his talents, he was very, very successful. John's story is a strong testament to the power of mental toughness and how it can help us achieve our goals, no matter what challenges they present. So let's recap some of those mental toughness characteristics that he exhibited. He had a strong determination and motivation to succeed. He had an ability to remain focused on goals and objectives despite the obstacles and setbacks that came his way. He had a resilience to cope with stress and challenges and mistakes. He had strong self-confidence and a belief in his abilities. He had a positive attitude and mindset. He had a willingness to take risks and embrace change. He had an ability to remain calm under pressure. He also was able to persevere and exhibit true grit. He had an ability to be adaptable and flexible, even in dire circumstances. And he had ability to learn from his mistakes. Now, you see, mental toughness is important if we want to achieve our goals in life, whether they be personal or professional. If we develop a sense of mental toughness, we are able to handle stress, setbacks, challenges that may come our way as we go about trying to achieve our goals, as we go about trying to achieve what it is that we want to achieve. Now, we are less likely to give up in the face of adversity and more likely to persist and overcome obstacles that come our way. So mental toughness helps us maintain focus, helps us to stay motivated, and to perform at our best. And it is important, whether we are wanting to succeed in sports, in business, and in any other area of our lives. It does really help us become more resilient and confident and effective in achieving what it is that we set out to do. But we don't do it to blow up our ego. We do it to serve others openly and honestly. So hopefully this podcast has given you some insight into what we mean when we say someone is mentally strong, as well as the many characteristics that we could display when we are mentally strong. Let me know in the comments below what you agree with in this podcast, what you don't, and any other comments that you may have. I would really like to hear from you, because it helps me develop my own resilience and my own determination. So next Wednesday, I will explore how we further develop mental toughness through a process called self-monitoring, including what we mean by self-monitoring, what are some of its benefits, and how we can develop our own skills to self-monitor ourselves. Now, I'm looking forward to meeting with you again next Wednesday, but in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and thank you again for doing that. And make sure you obtain a free copy of this podcast, and I've given a link in the description below. There are other resources there that also may be helpful to you as you develop your own mental toughness. Now, as always, folks, stay safe, keep well, and continue becoming the best version of yourself. Talk to you again next Wednesday. Bye for now.